Hello people of the internet, yes, another horror movie to talk about, this time better than the rest, Splinter. This one is pretty vague to me, I hardly have any memories with it, but rewatching it for the nostalgia cracked it up. Directed by Toby Wilkins, who took part in the American version of The Grudge, and I'm not going to bother mimicking Kayoko's groan, because I tried that and I lost the ability to do so. And writers Kai Berry and Ian Shore, who is working with Mark Wahlberg as the Moment on a film called Infinite, which is set to release in 2021. After rewatching Splinter, I enjoyed the movie. It was honestly the best things I've seen as for a 2008 film. The creature zombie thing was amazing. It reminded me about The Last of Us so much, which I can't say any harsh criticism about that. Short summary of the movie: a couple and a convict are trapped in a gas station because a black looking fungus is threatening them, turning into zombies. I had a difficult time looking for the budget of the movie, but as I looked through so many interviews, the movie was in low production, which I can't tell if it's a box office success for them or not. The movie ranked up $478,000 total. As for opening day though, it only released to 4 movie theaters and racked in $9K. Anyway, enough of me talking, let's get to the movie and the method of this fungus. Movie opens up to a gas station. An employee wearing an I Heart Bikinis hat is slacking off because of a slow day with some knockoff chips. He hears something in the bushes. Aw, crap, a rabid dog.
Yo, it's a raccoon. Yo.
A title card with cuts to the scene of Skinny Pete getting mutilated. Yes, that is the actor who plays Skinny Pete. And some beautiful landscape in Oklahoma. It reminds me of my friend's Instagram page. Let's meet the two protagonists of the movie. Seth, who earned his PhD in biology. Polly Watt, whose actor Jill Wagner plays in a crap ton of TV films. Let's see the others who's going to be joining them on their quests. Escaping convict Dennis that's going to leave the States, played by Shea Whigham, who is also in the... Excuse me. Death Note. And his drug addict girlfriend Lacey, who seems fine, but just wait. Back to Seth and Polly after failing to set up the tent and not going to mess around under the stars. They leave and the audience learn about tree facts.
Oh, look at that one. Look at that tree. That's got to be at least 400 years old, right? Look how big that one is.
Yeah, that's an old tree. I'd say closer to 100 or 200. See, it has stumps halfway up. You gonna laugh at me?
It's adorable when you talk about trees.
All right, well, I'm not gonna talk about them anymore.
Now the two stories meet. Dennis threatens the couple while Lacey rejects the idea. At least she has a brain for a drug addict. So the plan is that Polly drives far enough from the popo.
Shit is that?
This is where Lacey loses her mind. Polly and Dennis are repairing the tire while Seth and Lacey check on the body. Dennis gets a splinter from the tire, but he ignores it. As for Seth and Lacey, they try to revive Ginger. Oh, it nearly bit off his hand! Lacey shoots the thing and runs off, and so do the rest. After a freak out, Dennis tries to calm her down, but they run into some more problems. The engine is steaming. They stop at a gas station in the middle of nowhere for a fill-up and to cool the car. They got horrible service, nobody at the front. Well, time to give it a 1 star.
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
Half a star. There's a dead body in the bathroom. The drug addict girlfriend tries to tell her boyfriend about the man. She learns quickly not to act
In the bathroom, there's a man. He's looking there.
like a bad fungus it is. It ends up killing Lacey. The 3 living characters are stuck in the gas station. Polly tries to call for help, but you know, the convict does not want any authorities on him. Bit too much, dude. Bit too much. He cuts communications completely by breaking the land phone. He robs the place and covers up his tracks by removing the VHS tapes that contains the footage. If you don't know what a VHS tape is, the door is right there. You can just leave. You don't belong here if you don't know what it is. What's that? She's twitching. I'm no dead meat, so it's time to check it out. He gets to her body trying to talk to her, but the type of twitching does not seem right to Polly. So Polly locks the door, but Seth refuses to leave him out there. So he opens the door and it gets his leg. Dennis's luck is a miracle. He brings in somebody new.
No! What is that? What is that?
One of my favorite practical effects of the movie. It took at least 6 weeks to build and 23 artists and technicians to work on all the costumes and prosthetics. I'm not going to tell the biology of the thing just yet, so hold your horses. They take a good look at it. After explaining the biology of the fungus, Dennis looks outside to see the other body. It goes on for an uncomfortable minute, seeing his girlfriend bang her head over and over and over and over again. They look for another option. The back door is locked, so Seth searches for the keys till Dennis recommends to pop the hinges. I thought he's the one who respects authorities. Then again, a fungus is trying to kill him. It's a pass. They successfully did it, but another problem enters the battle. Another gate. They hear something on the roof.
It's on the roof.
That flipper can climb.
Stopped.
The trap characters tried to tell the cop to GTFO, but the cop didn't listen and ends up dying from the fungus that is too graphic for me to show on YouTube. But have a pusicle instead. The trap ones are devising a plan to get out of the building. The only options are to run to the car or set the forest on fire. Guess which one it was? Set the forest on fire. If you're starting to think the cops will come, that's an issue. They think Dennis will go down to Mexico, but he's heading north. Seth is one big old smoky bear. He found another alternative, the cop's walkie. This is where Seth finally becomes useful. He uses hanger wires and tape to lure the walkie to him. The movie becomes more suspenseful when Dennis loses control in his arm. Ouch, that has to hurt. The suspense lasts for more than a good minute. This begins one of my favorite parts of the movie. More of that hand action. The practical effects is one of the most amazing things from this movie. The people behind it are Quantum's creations. They work on films like The Men in Black, I Am Legend, Hunger Games, Tron, Contagion, and Cabin Fever. You know Cabin Fever. Those movies get really messy. Let's not talk about that film. No, never. When they need to know the signs of the creature, they get Dennis to help them out. Time for an amputation scene that is too good to show. Watch the movie, please. You won't regret it.
2, 3.
These people finally get to know each other like actual people. Dennis explains why the police are on his tail, because he steals trucks for a living and works for meth. Dennis shoots the trucker, refusing him to give up his keys. The bullet shattered his spine. As for his wife, though, because he died a year later, she was left with unpaid bills. Also, Dennis has nesting eggs. Why people love nesting eggs so much, I don't understand it. I guess they showed some empathy.
Is he the strangest one-armed convict you've ever met?
Temperature.
Way to ruin the moment, Seth, with some big brain plays. He explains that the fungus goes for hot things, and the idea is to keep his body temperature below 93 degrees so it would be invisible to it. They covered Seth and Ice to lower his body temperature in a heartfelt conversation between Polly and Seth, making them feel like actual people stuck in a horrible situation.
I'll get out of here. I'll never get to show that tent who's boss.
Why don't we have that in modern horror movies nowadays? So the plan begins. Polly throws a firecracker for a distraction. Seth is walking to the police car. Dude isn't looking too hot, trying to keep his temperature below 93. Luckily, he makes it to the car and tries to contact the police. That fails, and the $1 clicker tries to get into the car, but the low-tier fungus gets distracted by Dennis, saving him. Finally, a character that isn't an asshole. The monster gets in the building, trapping Dennis and Polly in the back room. The redemption arc happens for Seth, coming in like a badass with a shotgun that he's found in the police's car. The hand nearly gets to Seth, but he shoots it into the fire. Fire is the weakness. Dennis makes a bold move to sacrifice himself so Seth and Polly can escape. He fights with the monster, getting stabbed on the neck and arm, and he pulls the risky move by shooting the diesel tank. Emotional time for the group. They say their goodbyes, and Dennis gives them the keys to the nesting eggs for that trucker's wife. As for Dennis, he dies in the fire by shooting the propane tank. And that's how you kill off a good character. Seth and Polly walk down the road to see what's next for them. I guess a hotel or something. Oh, a sequel that I wanted. That never happened. Fuck the industry. Fuck you. You could have gave us a good sequel, but nope. You just let it die like that. The movie is amazing with the fleshed out characters, and the practical effects were top notch for a 2008 film, to mention this aired on Sci-Fi. The only downfall of the movie was the camera shaking. Whose idea was that? Like, having an earthquake during set, and with the editing, it didn't help much, but the editing was good, in my opinion. I'm still learning. God, please help me. Now let's get to the science of this fungus. Why does this exist? Some of the biology was spilled during the movie. I can probably work around with the interviews I found, which were pretty interesting to look at. They rebuilt an old gas station into the one we saw in the movie, just for its use. The movie's creature was influenced by The Thing and 28 Days Later, but during this movie I was thinking about The Last of Us because its connection was quite close to it. Here's the story of the original fungus. They set the place to be in Oklahoma because of the mystery of the forest. Most of the land was left untouched by people, which makes it a believable origin story according to the director of the movie. The thought was an evolved sea urchin that goes for land critters, and of course the movie is nowhere near oceans or some salty waters. To mention that there's actual sea urchins going for hermit crabs and quote-unquote mind controlling them. So this leads to the mold, which checks some things off like the sliminess and the color, but it does not have the fuzziness look. After reading, the best I can conclude to might be the cordyceps fungus. It sucks the life out of the host, and the mind controlling part makes sense to it. Note, the image I'm showing you is white, but as your college English teacher will say, the color of the fungus is black because of the shade is the meaning of evil, and the white of the image means purity. Yeah, that could be it. Yep, that is it. That is the meaning of the fungus, because it's black for evil, and white means purity. Please help me. The thing in a dormant state will appear to look like roadkill, and the spikes will grow till it finds something to infect or to spread. The clicker from The Last of Us uses echolocation. The thing in the movie uses heat to look for the next host because of blood. Warm blood. I hope I didn't make a song reference. The life cycle is short because it drains the blood of the host and wastes it by reproducing spikes, to continue the spread. For the abilities, which now I'm going to call from now on, may vary depending on the host. For the fungus itself, it's limited in intelligence because it doesn't know where the prey are in a cold spot, and it goes for heat. Another error, the fungus can die easily and fire quite quickly, which still stays true to its real-life counterpart. As for the host, it may be a bodybuilder or something big. We don't know. I stuck with the horde trait ability because it can reproduce, spread, and imagine those in hordes. That's scary as hell. But according to the movie's director, it doesn't reach far enough, so you won't expect to see many of them. But if it does happen, then we're screwed. I'm also giving it pain resistance because the thing can't feel pain because it's taking over the host. As for body attachment, I'm going to put it under regen. That's going to be our new ability. Okay, I made an error on what I said. Regeneration is the regrowth of tissue, and the fungus is decomposing the blood, so that just pretty much contradicts of everything. So I'm just going to give it the defensive ability instead. Regeneration is not what it is for this thing. 100% of my error. Thank you. Bye, I guess. Well, thanks for watching the video. I took some thought about this. It didn't take me much to write the script. Like, almost every single video I'm going to keep writing scripts, and this one was one of the shortest ones to make. I hope next one, 2-Headed Shark Attack, will do me the same thing. But next time, I'm out. Subscribe, like, whatever. Peace.